Hello everybody, my name is Lori. Thank you for joining me today as I talk about my debt payoff. So these payments are the payments that I made in June. Okay, so for my credit cards, I have two credit cards. My Lowe's card started June with $3,500. I paid $1,822.51, and that left me with a July starting balance of $1,200, and my total debt payoff for the Lowe's credit card is $2,300. The next one is my Fidelity credit card, which is basically a debt consolidation credit card. I started out on June 1st owing $12,600. I made a payment of $200. I now owe $12,400 for a total debt payoff of $200. So for my credit cards, I had a total starting balance of $16,100. And I paid $2,022.51. That left me with a July 1st starting balance of $13,600 and a total payoff amount of $2,500. So for loans, I have two home improvement loans. The first one is starting balance of $17,400. I paid $346.63. My starting balance for July is $17,200. That means I had a total debt payoff of $200. My second home improvement loan started out with a balance of $17,900. I paid $346.47, and I now owe $17,700, and that is a total debt payoff of $200 for that loan. You'll notice I have an asterisk right there, and the reason is because I noticed when I was getting ready for my video today that my numbers on my papers did not align with the numbers that are actually on the website, and I realized after much head scratching that I made a transcription error back in April, I think is when it was, and this number's been $200 a month off for a couple of months. So if you were listening here or watching this video last month, you would see that this amount was $200 more than what it should have been. So I don't want to overthink it. I don't want you to overthink it. I'm just acknowledging that I made a transcription error. So the numbers, if you look back at past videos, are not going to line up with the numbers that you're looking at here today. And also for that particular loan, the due date is the 1st of the month. And, well, Ally was the company that I got the loan from, but they no longer hold the loan. The loan is now held by Synchrony, and they have transferred all of the account information from Ally to Synchrony, and they have a new website that started today, actually. But I was concerned about my payment not being made in time because it's due on the 1st, and so I paid it early because I was concerned about it not transferring correctly, because the new website, they don't have any of my banking information. I had to go in today to set up the automatic payments and put in my account number, that sort of thing, and I was just worried about it. So I made the payment a couple of weeks ago for July. So I say this out loud to help me remember that when I look at my bank balance, my account balance rather, it's different because I made the payment a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, but I should only owe $17,700. Why does it say I owe $17,600 and something? And so it was very confusing to my head. And anyway, I figured I had to remember. I had to go back and look at my transactions to realize and remembered. Oh yeah, right. I made that payment for July 1st already. That's why it's messed up. But anyway, I just have to say this thing out loud to myself because I forget, and I shouldn't be so simple-minded, but that's how it is. I will forget. So my next loan is my car, and so on June 1st I owed $22,823.80. I paid $1,724.79, which is about $1,189 more than I had planned. And the reason for this is because I was able to refinance my car to a lower interest rate, but because my car is upside down, I needed to pay a little bit towards the gap. So instead of making an extra payment or two to my Lowe's credit card like I was planning on doing for June, I put that money towards the car. And so the my new balance starting July 1st is $21,345.60, and my new interest rate is 5.7% as opposed to the 7.64% that it was before. So I paid off a total of $1,478.20 on that. So my new minimum payment actually on my car is $351.61, I think, and I'm saving about $185 a month on that by refinancing it. So for loans, my total starting balance was $58,123.80. My June payments was $2,417.89, and my starting balances in July $56,245.60. I had a total payoff of $1,878.20. So next is my house. I have my 401k loan, which is the loan I took out to make the down payment on my house. The current balance, the June balance was $41,919.81. I paid $375.92, and my July starting balance is $41,692.15. A total payoff of $227.66. And my mortgage started out at $338,625.86. I paid $1,716.62. I now owe $338,035.17, which is a total payment amount of $590.69. So the total amount I owe on my house is $380,545.67. I paid $2,092.54, and my July starting balance is $379,727.32. A total payoff amount of $818.35. All right, totals. My grand total. Starting out June 1st, I owed $454,769.47. I paid $6,532.94. My July balances are $449,572.92. I paid a total of $1,336.39 in interest and $5,196.55 in principal. Alright, so my new debt payoff date is May 1st, 2035. Alright, so I've been keeping track of the total amount I've paid off this year in 2025. I have paid off so far this year $32,196.17. My goal is to pay off at least $3,600 per month, and so far I have been able to do that. In July it won't be as much as it has been. It's probably just going to be about $3,690, but we'll see how it goes. So my current debt payoff journey really started in October of 2024. I have been keeping track of the payments that I've made the best that I can. Since October of 2024, so this goes back even before January, I've paid off $58,664.55, of which $15,509.81 was in interest, and principal was $36,621.80. Now, if you go back further than that, which was the real start date of my debt payoff, was actually October of 2023, and I owed $504,288.96. And I had a few good months, but ultimately things went to heck, and so basically things went up, things went down. It was a mess. But since October of 2023, I have paid off $54,716.04. So you notice that's actually less than that. Anyway, it's my point in all this is to say I've been working on this a really long time. And in between October 23 and October of 24, I made a little bit of... Anyway, this is where I'm at right now. I'm doing the best that I can. I realize that I've struggled, and I know that I'm trying hard, and I'm not perfect, and I hate it when I make mistakes, but I'm doing the best that I can, and I appreciate everybody being here for me as I struggle through this. And anyway, thank you very much for your words of encouragement. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.